Hi everybody, welcome into Drums by Liz. Welcome into Drums by Liz. That was a lot of fun. I was just fooling around with doing eighth notes against triplets, okay? We're trying to find a common denominator. When we look at this, we're really thinking twos against threes. So back to math class, the common denominator would be 6, okay? When we're playing, and I was using it kind of as a groove, so the hi-hat turns into 1 and 4, the bass drum will be 1, 3, and 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, after a while, try to just feel it as like triplet, 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 right? But that's a little hard at first, and we want to be accurate at first, okay? So there's no guesswork. We count it all out. We use the 6 pattern. Now, as you see, the bass was on 1, 3, and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then I would just have to have you transfer up. Use the snare as 1, 3, and 5 in beat 2, okay? So beat 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it, triple it. So kind of try to find the underlying sextuplet against all of that, okay? Because that's really kind of what we're working with. All right, so then I was fooling around and maybe even interjecting or doubling maybe some of those notes. Okay, so maybe something like, right? So you can entertain those thoughts. That's always really nice. Throw in little fill-ins like that, and it'll be kind of nice for us, okay? And then sometimes I was maybe taking it, still using as the 1 and 4, but then yes, thinking more about like a sextuplet, triplet, something like that. So it'll remind you of Bonham triplets. Right? And then you can put the bass note on the downbeat or not. That's what I was putting it in and maybe leaving it out right there. So it could be like, and then I was also adding the extra note at the end of beat 2, okay? It would make it almost sound like a little purdy shuffle too, similar. similar, but not exactly the same, okay? So we have those ideas. Then you could throw it, okay, so I could play that as the first half of the measure. Right, so that all of that stuff would kind of work nicely for us too. But then what I find is to throw in like a 30-second note kind of figure. So maybe you switch it off rather than triple and triple and two, a triple and triple and triple. We're going to kind of think like one and two, a two and a. So it's a little different, okay? It's similar, but not the same, okay? But it works to combine it, okay? So it's then one and a. The beginning, we're still on 1 and 4, or just your eighth notes, okay? But we're not using the 6 count, so we got to think more like eighth notes. So 1 and a 2, a 2 and a 2, a 2 and a. So you can think about this as a measure of 4/4. Water it down at first. You don't have to double up your counting at first, okay? But when you're gonna put it into context, absolutely. So you could go like 1E and 2E and a 3, a 4 and a 1E and 2E and a 3, a 4 and a, which is really 1E and a 2, a 2 and a 3, a 3 and a 4, a 4 and a. Again, it's similar, but it's not exactly the same, okay? Because we're using 30-second notes. We're using 8 per beat rather than 6. To me, it sounds really nice. And then what we can do is we could use the first half of the beat as 30 seconds and then go into the second half as like a sextuplet feel. Well, I'll try to pull this off here, okay? So. Going like 1E and a 2, a 2 and a triplet, right? So work both of, this is how you work this stuff into your playing style, right? All right, you know, you could just, any groove you like. Right, you know, just try to work in these odd little figures because they're ear catching. You know, even when we do something like, right, that we're not thinking we're going to hear a triplet there, right? And that's kind of a fast tempo. So if I did a little slower. Right, again, ear catching type of stuff, okay? So you can work all of this stuff in. Once in a while, I was playing then a figure that would go like, and to me that sounded kind of nice, okay? That is triplet, 4. So it's really triplet, triplet, and triplet, and is the last beat there. You start on your cymbal note, and then we're actually playing like a 6-stroke roll. So we're ending it kind of, you could think like a 7 almost, but it's not exactly a 7. So the sticking is then right, left, right, right, left, right, and then there's your of 4. So triplet, and triplet, and 4E, and that's really what it is. But we're shoving those triplets into the first half of 4. So that's like faster than a roll would be, okay? This is why it feels different. You could go back to 30-second notes and just do it as 4E, and that's nice too. So you could be like, I played it as that sextuplet in there. Okay, so hopefully you can hear that and understand how to put that into place. Okay, so you could go back a real simple beat. All of that with like a little simple beat for you, okay, to get it put into place. Okay, I hope that helps you. These are sometimes kind of daunting things, but they're really cool things once you figure them out, and super nice to put into your playing style. Okay, you'll get the heads turning. It works great in a lot of different genres of music too, and it makes us have to be thinking things on the fly, and it'll make our recall faster. So try this, make yourself be that rhythm expert, going from one thing to the other. I tell my students to just sit with a metronome and count, switch off from eighth notes to triplets to sixteenths to a sextuplet to 32nd notes to a 5-figure, back to threes, back to eights. Mix it all up for yourself, okay? Try to do it one beat at a time like that too. And that always helps us, again, to just build our skills. Okay, everybody, have a great week ahead, okay? And keep practicing your drums and have all kinds of fun. Lots of happy drumming. Take care.